beginning, there was books. Then the bros showed up.
Kevin, you son of a bookworm. What? You haven't been lifting any chunky books lately?
I only read dime store paperbacks. I'm cheap. Okay, you win.
It's Rowdy Player One here.
Rowdy has currently been suspended from the Book Bros for 1 month. He tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs, Dianabol, Winstrol, Anavar, human growth hormone, and nicotine. Rowdy will be on double-secret probation for 6 months. He is currently in an undisclosed location.
Oh, faceless book reviews. Hey Jay, you read any good books without pictures?
Kevin. You smell like a box of moldy books and melted crayons. You have B.O., fella.
I wear deodorant and shower twice daily.
I've heard that before, Sizzle Chest.
Who are you calling Sizzle Chest? I was captain of the chess team, pal. Oh, my finger.
Paging Dr. Loken. Paging Dr. Loken. You have a phone call at the front desk.
Give me that, you twerp. Hello?
We got a problem. Rowdy has gone missing and we gotta find those overdue library books.
I'm on it, Chief. I gotta find Rowdy and his overdue library books. We have 24 hours before we're hit with fines. I've never been to a library. I'm gonna need your help.
I would love to help you.
Forget it, you can't read. Never mind, let's go.
I have my CDL license and can drive anything out there.
I've seen you drive. I'll take a cab instead, and you smell like cheese.
Well, Scott, the idea is to start a book discussion called Books, Bros, and Banter. How does that sound to you?
Well, I think that sounds great.
That's good news. Do you like turtles?
Well, you got me on that one. I love turtles. I love catching them and eating them.
You're in the club.
Sounds fun.
We have a great dental plan. Do you floss?
Every day.
Well, you can see your way out now.
Oh, see ya.
Okay. Do you mind wrapping up this intro?
Oh, I don't see why not.
Books, Bros, and Banter.
You're going to get us in an awful lot of trouble, man.
We already in trouble.
Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that. It's nip. I can't read it. There's no words on it. Shook. There's no words there. To play us out. I don't know what that means, to play us out. What does that mean? I can't do it. Okay, we'll do it live. Okay. Well, no, we'll do it live. Okay. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jay, do you own a library card?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Welcome.
How do my knuckles taste?
How does Knuckles taste?
Yeah, that was yeah. So I got made fun of twice on that video. Thank you.
You know, the only thing with that intro is I took away some of the music that was from The Shining because we kept getting copyright claims. I can't get Logan and the Pee Wee Herman not to get copyrighted on there. So it's Pee Wee copyright.
What are we here? What are we here doing? Who's in charge of this?
I think it's funny that out of the four of us, two of us have used Pee Wee Herman in our videos at some point. I don't know what that means. I used it for our buddy read.
Well, welcome everyone. We are here to talk about Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. I have a motley crew here. We'll start with Scott Nightshade.
Hello, I'm Scott Nightshade. I grew up in Greentown, Illinois in the 1940s. I forget my best friend's name. It was like Will or something like that. And I started a YouTube channel.
And then we have our illustrious Dr. Logan.
Right on. Am I supposed to do an intro?
No.
Okay.
Scott took that completely upon himself.
Okay, good. I was like, I thought I did last time, maybe. Hey, I do have a question though.
Yes.
Are any of those jobs on the video accurate?
No.
Okay. Just wondering.
No, Rowdy.
Yeah, Rowdy's is right. He's a truck driver.
He's a truck driver? Okay.
Yeah, but he's not here, so he doesn't count.
Right on. But Jay's not a truck driver?
No, he's a truck driver. Fill in for Rowdy.
Yes. Yeah. That says it all, doesn't it?
It says more than it should.
Bottom of the barrel, for sure. I feel bad for you guys.
Who are these 20 to 25 people that we interviewed prior to the fill-in?
Yeah, any of them would have been better than me, that's for sure. But
how come I wasn't on that decision? I feel like I was left out there.
Well, Kevin made that executive decision, so you know.
Yeah, I blame Scott.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's get into this before we lose our complete audience here. So we're here to talk about Something Wicked This Way Comes, which we read, and the timing is actually really good because this book takes place around this time of year. It took place, I believe, on the 23rd of October, 24th of October. And so if you haven't read this book, we'll give you a high-level summary here. And so this book was written by Ray Bradbury, most notably known for his science fiction. This is actually considered dark fantasy. And it is the second book in the Greentown trilogy, which there's 3 books that Bradbury wrote that take place in Greentown, Illinois, which, by the way, is not an actual town in Illinois. But this book, at a high 50,000-foot view, is about 2 13-year-old friends, one named Jim Nightshade, the other named William Halloway, and they have a kind of nightmarish experience over the course of leading up to Halloween as a traveling carnival comes to town in their Midwestern hometown of Greentown, Illinois. And so they're dealing with both creepy figures of this carnival, and they're learning how to combat some of their fears. There's definitely a very huge contrast between both boys, Jim and Will. The carnival's leader is this guy he's kind of mysterious. His name goes by the name of Mr. Dark, who seemingly wields kind of like power to grant the townspeople their secret desires. But in reality, Dark is a very evil person who uses the carnival and lives off kind of the life force of those it kind of enslaves. Mr. Dark's presence is kind of countered in this story by Will's father, Charles, who happens to be the janitor of the town library. And Charles has his own kind of fears and secrets because he fears growing too old to actually be Will's father. And that seems like a very minute detail, but it actually has a pretty overarching theme in this story. And so that's my kind of elevator pitch about this book. Who wants to add to that?
Well, before we begin, can I just asked in the chat if anybody's read it? Should we discuss like how we're going to do spoilers? Are we going to ease into spoilers or do 20 minutes non-spoiler talk?
We can ease into spoilers. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so chat first 20-25 minutes maybe non-spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay,
That sounds good to me.
Pat's right. Do you want to shout out the chat? I don't know everybody's names. I know Pat, Leslie.
Sure.
Dustin just dropped in.
Leslie, Bookskers and Purrs, some guy named Scott. My dear friend Pat, that everyone knows and loves. Lou G. This thing is already a train wreck. Yeah, that was going to be happening. I mean, we have Jay here. Dustin Neely. Tim from Secret Fire Books, if I can find it. What's up, Tim? And I think that's everyone. Okay, we're caught up. You can now continue, Scott.
Well, I was just saying, do we want to hop right into it?
Anybody else have they want to add to kind of like the summary of this thing based on what I said? Anything I missed that's non-spoilery?
I think you did a good job, Maya.
Okay. Well, I do have some fun facts I'm going to share. I kind of want to throw those out there. The title of the book is very well known, kind of rumored that it is about the line from the Shakespeare Macbeth, by pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes, which was very heavily influenced by Bradbury in his life. And another element to the story and the writing of the story by Bradbury was a childhood experience that he had where he encountered a carnival leader by the name of Mr. Electrico. And that had a huge inspiration on his writing and the story, which I thought was really interesting as well. The novel originally in 1955, when Bradbury actually suggested to his friend Gene Kelly that they collaborate on a movie for Kelly to direct. Kelly was encouraging Bradbury to do the idea. So he spent the next few years adapting the short story, The Black Ferris, into an 80-page treatment. The treatment never went anywhere, but he did expand the actual story into the actual book, which I thought was really interesting. The book's kind of seasonality and setting is intended because it's kind of a sequel to the summer-tinged book Dandelion Wine. Both works are set in the fictitious town of Greentown, Illinois. Fun fact is Bradbury's actual hometown is Waukegan, Illinois, which is up north. Greentown trilogy is comprised of Dandelion Wine, Something Wicked, and Farewell Summer. The 2008 short story collection, Summer Morning and Summer Night, is also set in town of Greentown, the fictitious town of Greentown, Illinois, which I thought was interesting. So there's some fun facts for you all. And so, first and foremost, I want to get general thoughts about the book. Who wants to start?
I'll go ahead and start. It looks like the chat is okay with spoilers. Most have read it, and those who haven't are okay with spoilers.
Good.
All right. It was all a dream. They all died at the end. The end. That's not what happened. I didn't want to ruin it for everybody. Okay, I think now this was my second read of this, and this was everybody's first time reading it here.
My first, yes.
Your first time?
I think I may have read this back in high school, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Can you remember that far back?
It's only 35 years. Well, on the reread for me, just overall, I liked it better the second time around, actually. So I think I first read it 2017, 2018, something like that. Yeah, this time I let it breathe a little bit. I'm doing that a lot with books. Just if it's a reread, I try not to rush through it. And so, yeah, the second time going through this, I appreciated the dad more. So I think once we get into it, but the dad is an older dad. He is the father of Will, one of the boys. Will is blonde. In the movie, they call him toe-headed, and I had to look up toe-headed, and that means a blonde little boy. So he's toe-headed. Yeah, and just reading it through, I kind of just this second time through with dad being so much older than Will, I kind of, now that I'm technically in my 50s because I'm 50, I kind of identified with the dad. And, if I had I do have a 15-year-old daughter, so it's not like we go outside and play catch, but really, everybody calls it a coming of age story, but, we're also dealing with age. And I think that is one of the themes throughout. People wanting to be younger, people wanting to be older, people coming to grips with their age. I don't know if we want to get into specific plot details now.
Sure.
Well, hey, let me jump in real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm gonna be vulnerable here for a second. So I went and got the audiobook, and evidently it was like a new release of the audiobook that came out September 29th. I totally thought that I pre-ordered the book in the very first of this book. I thought it actually came out September 29th. I had no idea this is like a 50-year-old book.
I was wondering why you were getting the Audible, because it's in the public space. You can go on YouTube and get an audio reading of the book.
Well, you never said that, so thank you. Anyway, so I thought it was brand new. So as I was reading it, I was like, man, this seems like a mashup of The Greatest Showman, Monsters, Inc., and then the end of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And so I was like, this isn't that original. And then when I realized it was before all those, I thought, oh, okay. That's kind of cool. So,
wow.
That's my, so that was my perspective. So I read it with a very different perspective than anyone.
Yeah, I remember when we said
yeah, that shows you how much I know this book and the genre and everything else. So
yeah,
Dustin, appreciate that, pointing that out.
You spent that a while.
No wonder he's not answering my emails when I was asking him about
what was your inspiration?
Oh man.
Yeah, when we decided we were going to read this, you had said I haven't heard of that. I was like, you haven't heard of that? It's been out a while now.
And I haven't heard of most things, so.
And that was like one of the books that I was like, yeah, I felt bad that I hadn't read because it's pretty iconic.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just kind of like, yeah, I haven't read that. And here you are thinking it's like going to be released this year.
That was brand new, man.
Oh man. I wish I hadn't watched Scott's video a while back. You did a video on this, right, Scott?
Yeah, I did it was the first reaction video to the movie on YouTube.
And I hadn't heard or thought about this book in a long time. And then I watched that video and I was kind of like bummed when I found out this is the book you guys are doing, because a lot of this was ringing true with the movie, with your video. I'm like, man, I would have liked to have kind of not known what was coming. So unfortunately, that's what happens when I guess you watch people's videos.
Thank you for that. I'll send you
Venmo.
I got your Venmo. Don't worry about it. I got you covered.
So do we want to kind of talk through some of this?
Yeah, a carnival arrives here in this town a week before Halloween, October 24th.
Yep.
We kind of get a feel for what this town is like. Do we know, is it the 50s or late 40s or 30s, 20s? When does this take place? Oh, no, I think I read
it was 50s.
I thought 50s.
You know what? I think it was like
2025. So
1910. Yes, because I think I read it up. I read it and it was supposed to be like 1910 because there's no TVs. All they have is phones. and I think I read that was because Bradbury is born in like 1920s. I think he wanted it to keep it within that feel.
It says it wasn't stated in the book, but it's early to mid 20th century, 1930s is what they're saying.
Okay.
I didn't get that feel at
No,
all.
me neither. I was thinking 50s the whole
I
time.
did
That's
too.
interesting.
Was there ever a car mentioned?
But
yes,
there
yes,
was
because the police, because
the-
they ride with the police in a car. But there's no TVs, no TV shows are mentioned.
Right.
Really, radio isn't even mentioned throughout.
And I don't think lightning sales, like the lightning, what were those things? The salesman?
Lightning rods.
Yeah, it was the weather
that
vane thing.
would have been more the 20s and 30s. That kind of makes more sense than the 50s, right?
Yeah, that's probably the only element that I can think of off the top of my
Yeah.
head that dates it.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I got the vibe of the 50s, but
I did too. I was thinking like Back to the Future. Like I was thinking like 50s, like soda pop diners, and yeah.
Actually, it makes it better that it was 30s, I think. Honestly, I like that vibe better.
All right. Well, there's no iPhones. It's a week before Halloween, and this carnival shows up, and the train, like the boys, they sneak out at 3 a.m. And that's like a significant time. They sneak out. They see this train coming in. One of the boys says that the train is actually from. They thought like Civil War era, I think is what they said. So a pretty old train. So that's kind of a giveaway that, okay, here's this train that's 70 years old pulling into town at 3 a.m. They sneak out. They see this carnival kind of unpacking, and it looks very odd. It looks very dark. It looks very scary. And then they rush on home after that.
Yep.
But the next day,
Traveling the cougar guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He's around selling weather vanes or the lightning things. Your house is going to be struck by lightning, or it's imminent. Yeah. So that happens.
That's my favorite part. That whole scene.
That was?
Yeah. I thought I was setting up something awesome.
He's devious. He's like, then they're going to kill the boys.
I was impressed that 13-year-olds were up on the roof putting this thing up.
Yeah.
You couldn't get a 13-year-old to do that today, could you?
Not on their own. They did it on their own too. They were
they did all by themselves, man.
On their own, and they were just like, "Hey, we should probably put it up."
Well, another thing that I thought was really cool too is they had the rings so they could climb in and out of their house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? The part I liked about that was when I mean, maybe we're jumping a little too far ahead, but the father told his son he had to go back the way he came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's such an old-fashioned thing, right? Like, yeah, you're not going through the front door. You're going back in the way you came out. So.
And then he climbed up with him and
He went, yeah. Well, he got called out, right? His son kind of busted his chops, like you can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so Cougar, the lightning things happen.
No.
Is it
Cougar?
the teacher?
Cougar is it's Dark and Cougar's It's Dark and Cougar's circus. The salesman is Tommy Fury. That's his name.
Yeah.
Okay. And
that was
so
the very first scene.
It was close to the beginning. Yes.
I thought the salesman was like the very first scene. I thought the carnival was after that, but
yes, you're right.
Yes.
The salesman was the first scene.
You're right.
I know.
And so,
I'm just saying it.
And then when the carnival starts setting up, then it's the teacher and the boys, and then the cougar guy who becomes like the nephew after riding the Ferris wheel that magically takes you back to, it could change your age forward or backward based on how it spins.
Yep.
Yeah, right. The next day, the boys go to the carnival, and they're like, well, this is just a regular carnival. And then they meet their teacher there, Mrs. Foley. Miss Foley. She's not married. She's an older gal. You know, it's kind of weird saying people are older when you're like in your 50s,
when you're
right?
that
Jay?
age now. I know.
Yeah, it's like she's an older gal. Yeah, she's
I don't
in
have
her
a problem
50s.
with that.
Meanwhile, she's 3 years younger than you.
Yeah. So she's there, and one of the big carnival attractions is this, the mirror mazes they have. And what the mirror maze does is, if you're older, you see yourself as younger. It kind of sucks you in, almost like it's pulling you in, drowning you in there.
Mhm.
So the boys pull her out, and they're like, "Miss Foley, you all right?" You kind of got dazed there for a second, and she's out of sorts because she saw herself, as we assume, as a younger lady.
Yeah.
Do you think that the mirror part is different for every person that does that? Does it show the same thing, or does it show whatever that person?
Well, we know later on that when the dad looks into it, he kind of sees 1,000 different. His is it Charles?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Charles
Charlie, he sees like 1,000 different Charles, like older Charles, and he sees a younger Charles, and I think it's trying to show you like, hey, you're going to be really old soon. Maybe you just want to step on in with us and be younger. You know, it's very. I guess like one of the things is like, you know, this carnival is evil. You know, if we haven't said that yet, everything is just kind of devilish in a way, like where you have to trade part of your soul to get something, but there's always a twist on it, kind of.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but besides the Ferris wheel, the mirror maze thing, and a couple scenes towards like the climax, did you ever get the feeling like there wasn't a lot of descriptive detail about all the events, all the carnival stuff? I didn't feel that. Like you never got a good description of what this carnival all entailed. You got it was more about the boys, their interaction, the evil, what's going on, these specific characters like the illustrated man, the witch, the dwarf guy. You know, you didn't get a lot about like, oh, well, they had skee ball. They had like you didn't have any of that stuff in this story.
Yeah.
I've been invented.
Yeah. Dustin points out that in the dead zone, there's a carnival and a lightning rod salesman. I think I wrote down at least 3 elements that he borrowed from this that he's put into other books that he's kind of just homage to, or I don't want to say stole.
Yeah, played homage to.
But King was a huge Bradbury fan, so you can definitely see all the stuff that King loves is in this book.
For sure. And so Foley the cougar guy becomes her nephew after she visits the carnival as well, correct? Before that happens.
Yeah. Tell him how Cougar, who is part owner of this carnival, how does he get younger?
He gets on the Ferris or the ride and goes backwards. The boys witness this, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they know something's not right. And so Jim and Will kind of have some struggles throughout the beginning half of this because Jim seems very hell-bent on getting to the bottom of it. Will's more hesitant, like, we need to use caution. And yeah, there's a lot that's happening between the boys here as well. And so Cougar ends up becoming this nephew of Miss Foley, and they go to investigate again on a late night excursion because no one's watching these kids. Where's the helicopter parents? But they go out and they go to Miss Foley to figure out if something's wrong. And Cougar, being this young boy, comes out and he sets them up as thieves and like trickles like jewelry. And Miss Foley is kind of not in the right headspace, and she gets the police involved, I believe, correct?
Not immediately.
Okay.
They go back to her place after a second time, and that's where the nephew or whatever kind of sets it up so it looks like they were stealing the jewelry from her.
Right.
I do remember, Scott, you tell me if I'm wrong, but did it get a creepier feel in the movie with that nephew than in the book?
Yeah, I just watched the movie last night, and so in the in the book, both boys, are they 12 getting ready to turn 13, or is it
Yes.
13 to? Okay, they're
I think
getting
it's-
ready.
I think they're
getting ready to-
13 already. Yeah. I think they're 13.
So in the movie, what they did is they made the boy younger, like 8, and
Yeah.
he's Ginger. Which, when my wife saw him, she goes, "Hey, he looks like your baby pictures there." I was like, "Yeah, he kind of does, doesn't he?" So if you watch the movie and you see this 8-year-old redhead, that's kind of what I looked like when I was 8. So yeah, he's like silent. He doesn't say anything, and he's very menacing. And
yeah,
in the movie,
and I found that part interesting. Like, how do you guys think? He just shows up and she lets him in, and she's like, clearly she knows it's not her nephew, right? Like, I mean, but yet,
yeah, I agree with you.
Like, who is this? Like, I don't feel like that's my nephew.
she's under I feel like at that point she's under kind of some trance, or she's been affected by the
mirrors,
carnival. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
The mirrors. Yeah.
Because that whole part was always just weird to me. I'm like, he just shows up out of nowhere, 8-year-old kid.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I mean, that's part of the creepiness of it too, though. That she just goes on and hey, introduce him as such, and like nothing weird about all this.
Yeah, I think we should point out with our two main boys here, Will and Jim, that they're like complete opposite.
Yes.
Like I said earlier, one is blonde hair, one is dark hair. Will is more of the goody two shoes. Will do things by the book. He's not adverse to sneaking out in the middle of the night and having some fun. But Jim is the one who, his last name's Nightshade. He kind of has he's got a bit of an edge to him. His father left home. So he's just raised he lives next door to Will. He's raised by a single mother. So he has a lot of, not really jealousy, but just bent up tension about he wants to be older. He wants to get out on his own and experience things.
Yeah. Jim is drawn to it, whereas Will wants to be away from it.
Yeah.
But that fits their personalities.
I felt like he wrote them contrasting on purpose.
Yeah.
And I think the last name Nightshade was definitely on purpose as well.
Yeah, yin and yang there.
Yeah. Yep. And so next, at this point, keep my eye on Scott. Is this a point where Will has the initial conversation with his dad about, hey, there's something going on, but I can't tell you yet?
Yeah, it's after they get it's a really funny scene. If you're reading the book, they go back to Mrs. Foley's house because they're concerned about this nephew of hers who just mysteriously appears. He throws all the jewelry out in the yard. Mrs. Foley, of course, they're set up, she's like, boys, I can't believe you did this. I'm calling the police. So they actually turn themselves in to the police. They're sneaking around. She goes to the police station. They turn themselves in. Dad comes and he's walking home with them. And that's when he has the conversation with his dad. And he says, Dad, in the morning, I'll tell you everything. And Dad, he's like dad of the year. He's like, he completely understands the nature of boys. He doesn't bust their chops much, and he believes his son. That's the good thing. It's not like one of the least things I like about when I'm like reading, when people are like falsely accused of stuff. The dad is reasonable here. He knows this isn't something my son would do, and so he believes his son.
Right. Yeah, because that's the part of the story where they climb up the rings. The dad goes with them. There's the kind of father-son moment there. And the dad definitely is he's very pro for the boys. And it's very interesting because you don't know if the dad is going to be completely supportive of when things continue to escalate, or what his kind of purpose in the story is. And then you realize he's going to be very key to the story later on. So I thought that was interesting. And so from here, the next day, things continue to escalate. What happens next? Who wants to add?
Well, that's when the carnival, are we talking about when the carnival walks through the town? Are we that far into this yet?
we're getting there, I believe.
Okay, so I'll back up. I won't take that role. But...
Well, that's that same night.
Oh, all right. Go ahead. Yeah, I think. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah.
A balloon appears.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
Logan, does this stick out for you for the audio with the balloon and the witch inside of it?
Does it stick out? No. Like
They drop some. They drops. She drops something on the house.
I don't remember.
And they have to get up, and then Will and Jim are like, we need to get up there and wash it away because it's on Jim's house at first, and then she's tracking them. So they
is it all that? Is it like a bunch of paint or something?
Yeah, they called it like slime,
slimy, glittery stuff.
Yeah, basically marking the house so they know where.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
I
want to know how they got the hose up there. Did you get the feeling like he went through the house with the hose? I didn't. Did anybody grasp that part of it?
Well, if it's a 2-story house,
yeah.
And
I don't know
if the spigot's in the right spot.
How they got the hose up there?
Yeah, so there's this witch. They call her the Dust Witch. She her eyes are sewn shut.
Mm-hmm.
She's basically looks like you could just blow her off and she'd fly away. She's old and craggly. She's in a hot air balloon. They're looking for the boys. Cougar kind of ratted them out. So she's in this hot air balloon and she does these things with her hands and she's feeling for them. So she finally finds their house and she drops, I thought it was like she dropped a slimy snail or something on it at first, but apparently maybe it was just like some big slimy bag of paint or something, but it marked the house so that they could find it during the day.
Yeah. Wasn't the Dust Witch before they saw her and I guess met her? She was foretold by somebody though. Toward the beginning, someone maybe this is a conversation they had like shortly after this, but there's some time where they listed the things that were to be included, and the Dust Witch was one of them. I mean, is that when the dad starts explaining it all?
Are you talking about when they're naming off different characters from the carnival?
Yeah, but I thought it happened before the Dust Witch showed up. I didn't think it was afterward. I thought there was because when that came, I was like, oh, that's the Dust Witch they were talking about. Because didn't they before they met the tattooed man, was it like the marked man or something like that, or they had been mentioned before. Anyway.
Was it the illustrated man making like a big introduction about the carnival that maybe he listed off the people that you're remembering?
Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember now.
Okay. So they have this late night hose washing, trying to play cat and mouse, trying to get to a different house. And they go to a different house, an unoccupied house. They run up, they get through the attic, I believe, and get up there and try to let her sense them so she would mark a house that was a couple blocks away from where Jim and Will lived.
Well, Will does this by himself, doesn't he?
Huh?
Doesn't Will do this by himself?
I think Will does this by himself, but
the hose bit?
You're right.
No, not the hose. He goes to his house, right?
Oh.
He realizes that Jim took down the lightning rod.
Yeah, and he wants to put it back up.
He somehow summons her through thought to follow him because he grabs his bow and arrow, right?
Yes,
he
does.
Okay.
You are correct. Yeah, and then he's really mad at Jim for not having the lightning rod on his house.
Yeah.
And so that happens, and then we lead into the town parade because, again, the whole purpose that they're after Jim and Will is because they want, I guess, their life essence, their mortality, because I don't want to spoil that part of it yet, but we get to the parade part, which is one of my favorite parts of the whole story. So the carnival comes in on parade, and the parade is not really to sell the carnival to the townspeople of Greentown. It's really they're out looking for these two boys.
Yep.
And so this is kind of the part where I think I liked it the most because we have Will and Jim, and I almost feel like it's one of those movie scenes where they're under the road, looking up through a grate, and their father's there, Charles. And so that's when a couple things happen. One, the boys explain what's really going on. They're telling their dad, stay away from the carnival, stay away from the mirror maze. And they're telling him everything that's happening, what they're doing, why they're doing, acting cagey and everything. And then the dark man comes and starts questioning Charles Holloway. And you can tell like he doesn't fully believe him, And so that's really intense because there's a couple things that happen. One, the dark man, his tattoos are some kind of magical things because when he's squeezing his hands, he's like causing pain to the boys, I believe.
Well, it's because the tattoos of the faces. Jim and Will's faces are tattooed on his hand.
Yeah.
When he squeezes it, he starts to make them bleed.
Yeah. And that was one of probably my favorite parts of the story, was that because the dread that it creates is really, it's atmospheric. You can kind of just feel it. I definitely like that part of the book. What about you?
I like how the father kind of just picked up on what the boys were laying down, kind of, and was toying with the guy, giving him false names, which that was another thing. He gave the same false names that Jim and Will gave before. Now, how the dad would ever know that? Remember there's earlier where they gave the dark man the false names. Yeah. And that's why they're looking for them. I always felt like they're looking for them because they're on to the circus. They know what's going on.
Right.
So they're kind of wanted for that. That's how I took that. But yeah, that scene is pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it showed that like this dad, he's not a pushover,
No.
He's kind of he talks briefly about his back history and stuff like that. And he ran about, he did a lot of stuff,
Yep.
He wasn't an altar boy. So when he stands up to this guy, the illustrated man here, I'm like, all right, dad's got some backbone here. He's going to fight.
Yeah.
Well, especially when he makes it sound, when you first learn about him, you kind of get the feeling that he's just kind of like I don't want to say woe is me, but like kind of just past his prime and he's, just going through the motions. You wouldn't expect him to have that kind of spine. So I really like Charles because of how they built him up. And he was nervous when he was talking to the dark man, but he didn't back down.
Yeah.
He was afraid of him the whole time, but he was like standing his ground. So
y'all are jumping like toward the end, right?
We're getting middle-ish end.
Yeah, we kind of and when Will did grab the bow and arrow and go after the dust witch, he did take out the hot air balloon. So
yes,
but he had to throw the arrow because his bow was so old it broke, it snapped,
right.
And then he throws the arrow and takes out. Well, she doesn't die, but she has to do a little crash landing.
Yep. Did you have something, Logan?
Oh no, I just tried to find what I was referring to. The dust witch isn't named before, just death coming in the wind and some mention of smell of dust like after a storm. Other stuff that happened before the dust witch shows up that made me think she was mentioned beforehand.
Well, I wonder, is she the storm? Do you guys get that feeling that was what the lightning rod was for? Is that what we're, the guy gave them the rod because there's a storm coming. We're thinking like a real weather storm. And I feel like what Logan's talking about is kind of what was talked about with when that witch was coming. Like that was the storm that was brewing and coming. And that's why Will was so upset that he took that lightning rod down.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I could propose the intent.
Yeah, that's what ChatGPT is telling me.
Could we do
You can't trust ChatGPT.
I'm not. That's why I didn't say it in the first place.
Oh.
Jay picked it up on his own, so I was
you
like,
gotta trust Google.
I just wanted to find where that was mentioned.
I kind of thought you were on the right path there, Logan. But I think that's roughly where they were discussing that.
Yeah. Well,
could we do trivia?
Yeah, we can jump to trivia.
Because a lot of the trivia that I have, we're just kind of discussing now. So,
okay, my bad.
No, it's fine. It's just like ages and stuff like that. So it'll give people some perspective on some things.
Yeah. The Bradbury Theater, Dustin was talking about. I actually love that show, man. There's if you watch that, I think it's in the 80s. Was that when that show was on?
He had an 80s show.
Yeah, like you watch and it's like the actors of those days, and you just see how young they are. If you ever get a chance, watch a couple of those episodes. Like Captain Kirk, what's his name there? He's one of them. Yeah, he does a episode on that. Those things are phenomenal. Anyway, go ahead with your trivia. Sorry, I just saw that, and
all right,
you like that show.
All right, since you're talking, we'll start out with you.
Oh, hold on. Let me get Chat GPT ready.
All right. When was this book first published? What's the copyright on it?
2025. Next question.
Yeah, I thought Logan already took this. 53.
1962.
Oh, man.
I said it at the very beginning of the video.
I know. Come on, you think I'm going to remember? Give me a break. I got a mind like a sieve, man.
All right, we already said this one. Halloween came early. When did this is for Logan? When did the a carnival arrive?
Uh-oh.
Time and date.
Oh gosh.
Time?
Well,
yeah, time?
It was the week before Halloween.
That's right. And what time?
And 3 or 4 a.m., whatever.
3 a.m.
3 a.m.
Hey, nice job, Logan.
Yeah, because he gave me the easy one. We already went over this.
You got the first two.
Okay, Kevin, on the lightning rod salesman, there was on the one that he gave to Jim. What was the design on it?
Wasn't it like Egyptian characters, or it had?
You're getting there.
The sign on it.
Yeah. He wanted one that had something specific on it.
Was it death?
It was a scarab beetle.
Oh, I do remember that now that you mention it. Yeah.
I'm glad you got that one. All right. The witch's eyes were sewn shut. How many stitches?
I was waiting for that one.
Okay, Jay, what color was Jim's eyes? It's mentioned at least 3 times.
So you should know it.
I'm gonna say blue.
They were green.
Oh.
Do you know that, Kevin?
Were Will's blue?
Jim is green. I don't know about Will.
No.
All right, Logan.
Yes.
How old is the dad?
Shoot. Getting up there. He's 51. Maybe
53.
50. Yeah. Okay. I'll take my 2 years off.
Kevin, what grade did Mrs. Foley teach?
I think it was either 5th or 3rd.
7th grade.
Wow.
Shoot.
And you want to take a guess with the age? They only said mid something, so.
Her age or?
Her age, Miss Foley.
I thought it was at mid 30s?
Mid 50s.
Did you read the same book?
Page 62. I write it down right here.
Page 62.
That wasn't in the audiobook.
30 isn't that old. Come on, man.
All right, Jay, Mr. Cougar, our
lightning salesman.
Yeah, I have this edition.
Oh, Cougar's the half owner.
Yeah, no, Cougar's the not lightning salesman. That's Fury.
How old is?
Did that be my question, by the way?
Oh, what?
I got it right.
How old is Mr. Cougar?
Give me a second.
Chat GTP.
No, my hands are right here. Man, I feel like he's been around a long time, right? He's got to be over 100 years old.
They say he's 40.
No, come on.
Page 70.
Yeah, because he keeps riding that thing.
Well, yeah.
And that
So his biological age
okay.
appearance is 40.
Because remember, they do some research, right? They do some research on this carnival.
Yep.
All right. Logan, this is, sometimes I have to look up words. So this is GOFF, golf. And it's what some of the boys say it at one time. They're calling somebody it. So it's GOFF. What is golf? Like a bunch of goffs.
Can you say that in a sentence, please?
I'm hanging out with Kevin and Jay, and they're just a bunch of goffs.
Oh, I can't say the explanation of that then on live YouTube.
Give me a PG rated version of what you're thinking.
I don't know. A bunch of slack offs.
Basically, it's stupid, fool, dope, simpleton. All right, this one's for Kevin.
Yeah, the extreme G version on that one.
Now, if you've read, now I said this one in Lonesome Dove in our trivia. So if you were paying attention from a year ago, they play a game in this, and it's called Mumbly Peg. Do you know what Mumbly Peg is?
Holy cow! How do I not remember any of this?
I remember the term mumbly peg, but I don't remember what it was.
The Buffalo Hunters played it in Lonesome Dove.
Is it a drinking game?
No.
Is it a sporting game?
No.
Gosh, well, that eliminates anything I thought you would think of. I don't know, honestly.
It's a knife game. It's where they take knives and they throw it in the ground, and it has to land a certain way.
I remember.
When were they doing that in this book?
Yeah, I don't know. It's page 127 in this little edition.
Okay.
This is.
I honestly do not remember that at all.
It just
you remember that?
It just stuck out because of Lonesome Dove for me.
Okay, all right.
Because we heard about it a year ago. You always win Pictionary, don't you?
Yeah.
Trivia Pursuit.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty good at Trivial Pursuit. All right, Jay.
Yep.
How old was the dad when he got married?
35.
No.
He was older. He was older than her. He's got to be in his 30s. I'm going to go with 35.
Kevin, you want to take a guess?
53. He's 13. That puts him 40. But doesn't necessarily mean they were married. I'm guessing it's after 40. I think it's closer to 45.
39.
Ooh.
Okay.
So I'm closer.
So he married her right when she was pregnant.
Or within the year.
Yeah, they got pregnant within the year.
Yeah.
Shotgun wedding.
All right, I had to look up this. Logan. Methuselah. Do you know anything? Methuselah.
Methuselah.
He's bought the book.
Not Metamucil.
Kevin, do you know who that is?
Methuselah?
Dustin might know.
You're talking about like in the book or in the real world?
In the book, they mention Methuselah. I had to look up Methuselah. Now we're talking about age and stuff. It's a person.
Still, we're just referring to the book. Like the oldest
Methuselah
person.
Is that
the oldest person?
Is it
longest?
related to
Yeah, it's the longest living person recorded in history, right? 960
Yes.
80 something years.
Yes. Longest living person in the Bible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that reference to Mr. Dark though?
There we go. Yeah, I think it. Let's see. That was on page 206, so I don't know where they were at. Book.
Yeah, it was just 5,000, but I think the S is a Z as well. I think it's usually said Methuselah. But
Okay, hold up. So Scott, when you're doing these trivias for these things, are you literally like taking notes, like annotating the trivia questions as you go through the story?
Well, yeah, I write them down on my. I mean, I have like pages of stuff when I read.
So you're like an annotator type.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I got two more. Here we go. Kevin, now you read in the back in your book, did it have like little extra about Ray Bradbury and Gene Kelly and stuff like that?
No, I found that online.
Okay. Well, in 1955, Ray Bradbury did not own one of these. What was it?
1955.
Oh, I think I know this one.
Go ahead.
Is it typewriter?
Not a typewriter.
Okay, I didn't know it.
1955.
That's what I thought too. What else would he have needed to use?
Now, he lived in LA. He was in his mid-30s.
No car.
Yeah,
No car. That was it. He didn't own a car. He walked to Gene Kelly's house. He would watch movies, and then he'd walk home. I just thought it was crazy. Like, he's pretty successful, and he doesn't own a car. All right, last one. I had to look this up a couple times because they mentioned it. Jay, what is a bumbershoot?
Whew. I do not know. I'm not even going to guess.
It's an umbrella.
Oh. Okay. And do we know why it's called that?
Well, it shoots when you open it. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay.
That's all I had.
Okay.
Wow. We need to have like
miserably.
Some intro and outro for trivia.
Wow. This is getting special here.
Oh, and I was telling Kevin, I have a theory on why. Well, we'll get to that. But with Logan's the only one who read or listened to audio. So when we give our wrap-ups, I got something about listening to this on audio.
Okay.
I just want to point out.
Okay, so
we're in the
we were kind of high level.
In the greats.
Yes, we're in the greats. So what happens next is the parade happens after the encounter with Mr. Dark and the dad. And so the dad tells them, meet me at the library later. And so the boys kind of have to go there, do their own thing, hiding, evading, the people from the carnival. And they go to meet up with the dad at the library. Now, this is another interesting scene, too, because that is when they uncover a couple things happens. First, they uncover the dad does his research at the library where he's the janitor. And they uncover, like, what's going on with this carnival. And there's many different names. And they get the history that these people are not right. And they're older. And yada, yada, yada. And so that happens. Then the Mr. Dark comes to the library before the boys can evade and confronts Mr. Holloway again at the library. And so who else wants to jump in? Not everyone wants.
What do you want to know? What they uncovered?
So no, what happens? So once they uncover, like, hey, let's start there. What do they uncover about this carnival? About Mr. Dark? About
it comes around every so many years, right? Every 20, 40 years, something like that, right?
They kind of get
never want to come, really.
Yeah.
So it comes and it gets its victims, and then it leaves, and it comes back at a later time. So they know that these people have been around a long time,
right?
Been doing the same thing,
right?
Yeah, and then the dark guy busts in, right?
Wait, pause right there.
Yeah.
I was telling Dustin earlier. Okay, so this carnival shows up every 20, 34 years.
Yep.
Instills fear into people. Who does that sound like to you?
Pennywise.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of little things like that King is borrowing from.
How many years, Scott?
In the book or Wait, in it?
Pennywise. How many years, buddy?
Is it 27?
It is 27.
Okay. I passed.
Nerds.
Don't try and get the guy who does all the questions. You can't stump that dude.
Yeah.
Trivia.
Alex
Mr. Trivia.
All right, sorry.
No, go ahead. We were talking, so we were getting the history of the carnival and it's coming and what's going on with Cougar and Mr. Dark. And then they have the encounter. So take us through that, someone. What happens in the library?
Well, the dad tells the boys to go hide, right?
Yep.
And then
There's no rear exit in the library.
What's that?
Because there's no rear exit in the library.
Right.
Yep. So they hide. And then the dad talks with Mr. Dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretends like he doesn't know what he's talking about, still playing the game.
Right.
And I don't remember how this plays out in the movie, but I found it interesting. They're hiding, right? Way up high on the upper shelves.
Mm-hmm.
And he can, well, I think Will gives it away because Mr. Dark is toying with him about his mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he kind of whimpers, and I'm trying to visualize this whole, Mr. Dark climbing up and trying to look on each level of shelf. Like, how high did you envision this being?
I envisioned that
you thinking
they were
8 feet, or are you thinking like 20 feet?
I was thinking like 8 or 9 feet.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was higher, but I'm wondering. So yeah, he's basically just hunting them out.
Right.
Yes, but beforehand, he tries to. Mr. Dark tries to make a deal with the dad.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah, he's similar to the movie. He's
Yeah.
offering him, I can take some years
Right.
off of you if you're willing to give up your son.
Yeah, he like what didn't he Scott, and like and if you answer in the next 15 seconds, you can be 30 again. 30's a
Right.
great age.
Calm it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really sells
Now,
it up.
When he gets the boys, does he do something to the dad? Because I'm drawing a blank as to how he leaves that library with the boys.
That's when he brings in the Dust Witch.
Oh, and yes, okay. Yep.
So
Yep.
dad is actually he's having a bit of a heart problem.
Yes.
And before because I don't remember now in the book, is it because Mr. Dark actually crushes his hand, the dad's hand?
He does.
Yep.
And then he starts searching for the boys.
Yes.
Yep.
So dad's on the ground and his hand is completely smashed, crushed.
Yep.
And then Mr. Dark is looking for these boys. So we actually see like Mr. Dark does mean business. He's actually
he's
physically
physically harmed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he takes the boys, and then
he brings in he tells the Dust Witch now in the movie it's different because I watched it last night, but in the book he doesn't. Is it clear that he wants the Dust Witch to finish off dad or just leave him incapacitated?
I got the feeling she was supposed to take care of him.
Right. So finish him off.
Yeah.
So she comes in and she's doing her little spell thing on him, and his heart, he can feel it. His heart slowly, it's beating slower. Actually, that sounds pretty good. Like you're, doing some yoga and just relaxing here for a bit. But with dad's advanced age, it's probably not good. And then for whatever reason, he starts laughing at her, and that completely throws her off.
Yeah, he's acting like she's tickling him, right?
Right. He's like, you're tickling me with your fingers, and it breaks her spell and concentration.
And that's when the dad realizes how to defeat these guys, I think.
Yes.
And that is another thing, like with Pennywise, with the kids.
Yes. Yep.
You can laugh at them and it diminishes them, makes them. So that's another thing that King stole here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So she takes
ahead.
off.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. The Dust Witch takes off after that. And dad is like, and I always find this funny. It's like, well, I got to get 6 aspirin. Like your hand is completely mangled.
Yeah.
It's
Hey, they were built different back then.
Yeah, he's like, I just need 6 aspirin from the pharmacy, and then I'm going out. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, that's not going to touch it. I'm sorry.
Well, when he said that, I thought Roland Deschain and Aston from the Dark Tower. I was like, I kind of laughed. I was like, yeah, that's going to help.
Hey, men were men back then, man. I don't know what to tell you.
True. And so then we go into kind of the final kind of confrontation. Anyone want to talk about this? Is probably my least favorite part of the book. Yeah, I am with you.
It got ridiculous. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
What's the final confrontation you're about to get into?
So how they end up defeating, so a lot happens at the carnival with the Ferris
witch
wheel.
and the father was cool. I like that. That was good.
And then you have the mirror maze and what happens there. But how they end up defeating, they find Jim. How they end up bringing him back. It just.
But what about? Okay, so what about a couple things? One, the crying lady they find.
Yes, that's Miss Foley,
right? Who then basically tells on them, right? Says the name. That's how Mr. Dark gets their names. Already knows them. Asks the dad. Grabs the dad's hands. Starts talking to him and asking him, what the names of them. Because he's like, they've won something. I want to give them the prize, kind of thing.
Yes, yeah, and so.
And the dad's like, no, I'm not going to tell you. And the kids are watching from afar.
Yep.
And then, which I thought was kind of interesting, because I forgot how they escape.
Well, the dad ends up being like the hero of the thing, because the dad gets up on stage and is like, hey, my son's going to help me do this shooting thing with the bullet catch.
Yeah, that's right.
They're playing it up, and the dad kind of knows like, hey, how this kind of works, and he gets his son out of.
He knows they don't want to expose themselves,
right?
So he's going to kind of let it ride for a while because they're trying to still get those other souls.
Yeah, and so that ends up kind of setting things off, and then we got to find Jim. And how that all transpires at the end. I just was not a huge fan of the ending of how it went down.
Wait, because Logan pointed something out that we kind of glossed over here. So Mrs. Foley actually gets turned into a 10-year-old girl. Like her wish was to be younger, but not to be a 10-year-old girl. So she's a 10-year-old girl. And when you get this wish, whatever it is from the carnival, it messes with your mind a bit. The lightning rod salesman, Tom Fury, he actually gets turned into a little person, and it's always the eyes that Will says. He looks at him and he says that's the lightning rod salesman. I know it's him. I can recognize his eyes. And he kind of looks at Will eventually, and there's kind of like, well, maybe there's something there. And so you get your wish, you're younger, but it also takes away part of your cognitive abilities, I guess, to reason with stuff. But she knew she was in the wrong body and that nobody would believe her, a 10-year-old girl.
Right. And that was the same thing with the cougar guy. It was the same reason the boys wouldn't go to the police, because they know who's going to believe us. That this person is really 40 or 50 years old, but it looks like a 10-year-old.
Right. And it's kind of implied that this whole carnival, all the carnies that are in it, are people from towns that have been
prisoners.
Right. Yeah. Right. So they're basically prisoners.
And that's how this carnival continues. It takes that scared feeling, the depressed feeling. It feeds off of that. Correct?
Like Pennywise.
Yeah.
Another thing King stole.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they trick these people into that, and they have this fear, and that's how the carnival continues to power itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, Pennywise is the same thing, right?
Yeah, they have that. They have the deniability. They have an ongoing I guess, life force to suck on type thing. It's an interesting concept. And so again, so we get to this ending. The Charles guy does the shooting thing. That gets his son, kind of uses his son to kind of get him out of a jam. His son is I believe, in a trance or something, because his son's not fully aware what's going on, and the dad's trying to talk him through, like trying to keep the crowd appease the town folk that aren't in on it. And so then kind of everything kind of just starts ratcheting up. It goes to a head, and I didn't like how they kind of saved Jim, his friend, at the end of this. I thought it was a little kind of, it reminded me heavily of the Dark Tower, and how you get to the end of that series and you're like, you finally meet this bad guy, and he's just kind of, he jumps around and does stuff, and you're like, that's it.
I thought the ending was, I really wish they could come up with a better way of how you defeated this. I mean, I get it, but I felt like it was kind of childish compared to the rest of the movie or the book.
Yeah, I think that my biggest complaint is it was intriguing, dark, and everything, but the ending was kind of just like, how we defeat this dark, malevolent entity is just
silly. It makes sense, but it just doesn't play well.
Well, let's we're in spoiler territory for everybody that's made it this far. Let's just tell them how it went down.
Basically, humor and laughing at things and
singing
is what defeats it. Like they started giggling and laughing about stuff. Like instead of being afraid, they were the opposite. And it makes sense because you got the evil and you want fear. So the opposite of that would be happy and joyful. But it just did not work. And for me, it didn't. I was just like, man, this just seems so childish.
So, Rowdy, I'm not going to spoil the Dark Tower is about the journey. It's not about the destination.
The Dark Tower, the journey. I stopped that journey at like book 4. Blech.
Yeah. So,
all right. So the carousel is going. Jim's on it. Jim wants to be older.
Yep.
He actually makes it around one time, so technically, I think he's actually a year and a half older.
I thought he was like 20. Did you only think like 14?
I think he gains 1 year, but I thought Will jumped on and got a little bit of that too, didn't he?
Just with his like hand, because he mentioned like
aged.
He's like, my hand is going to always be a year older than me, which is
that was cool. Yeah. So I think Jim was only on it for one rotation forward.
Right.
That's what I got.
So he pulls him off. Yep. Jim is not breathing. And what I thought was funny was the dad says, because he has to go after Mr. Dark, the dad says, we'll give him artificial respiration. And so I'm thinking, did they would that be a thing? Like, would you go up to somebody back then and say, okay, they need artificial respiration?
See, that's where you kind of, that's another part where it lost me on the dating of the story. Because
in the 1930s, that's what you called it. When did CPR come?
Well, I teach CPR first aid at work, so I certify everybody. So when I hear that always like bells go off in my head. I'm like, that's probably some type of anachronism he probably threw in there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's probably been around a while, but I just thought it was unusual terminology in this book. Okay, son, start artificial respiration on him.
I stand corrected.
So a couple things on this whole deal, not the CPR stuff, on the laughter stuff. One, did it not seem like all the laughter in the entire story was just contrived? Like none of it was actually genuine laughter. And I get there's definitely an exercise where you can get in a room of people and have people start fake laughing, and almost always it will turn into real laughter. But I felt like this was contrived. And so it was weird to have humor and laughter be fear when the opposite of fear is not humor and laughter.
Yeah.
Typically, happiness is the opposite of sadness. Fear, the opposite of that would be like confidence or, dominance or something like that. So it wasn't even like triumphing it with the opposite. It was more of just What can we beat fear with? I don't know, laughter. Sorry, that's how I read it.
Yeah, when
One
he
is
first
ridiculous. It was also just it was like that really makes. I was hoping for something a little more meticulous.
when he first did it with the Dust Witch, I can see how that's funny. Like he's dying, and this old hag comes in, and he's like, "You look ridiculous," and I'm dying. So that's kind of funny. But then him and Will are jumping around singing, "Oh, Susanna," and
Won't
you
you
know,
cry for me? Yeah, I was crying.
yeah, it was kind of corny.
Yeah,
I think it was corny.
That's a great way to describe it.
Yeah.
I definitely thought that.
Oh,
do you think there's a way to end this better? Like, do you guys have any idea how you would like to have seen it end?
Well, the whole carnival kind of just like dissolves and blows away, and you know that part's okay. And you know, we
But
did
it's not gone forever.
right. I mean, you know, they say, you know, it can come back. It could be here now
It'll
with
be
us.
something different, but it'll be the same thing.
But does anybody remember how Mr. Dark died?
I actually don't.
Well,
You got me. I've lost it.
It was that good.
Yeah, exactly. And I've read it twice. The dad runs out, and this little boy says, "Come here, help me, help me." And so the dad stops and says,
"Oh yeah."
He says, "Wait a minute.
You're trying." Yeah, it's because of the eyes again, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's like, "You're trying to get me away."
Yes.
And then, which I think this is kind of funny. Like here, you have this 53-year-old man, and there's like a 9 or 10-year-old boy there, and he rips open his shirt. I'm like, buddy, you just committed a crime there. But anyway, so the 9-year-old, 10-year-old has illustrations on him. So he must have gone back on the carousel, reduced his years so he could escape and survive. So what's the dad do next? Picks him up and hugs him.
Oh yes.
Kills him with love.
That's why I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember the kid, he made himself a kid, and Holloway uncovers it, but I don't remember him killing him with love.
Yeah, he gives him a big hug. He loves him to death.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hug it out, guys.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add to my list of things that I thought this book ripped off. So Care Bears, obviously, Benjamin Button, and Steam Train Dream Train. So,
Care Bears.
that was if it were made in 2025.
Oh, Camptown Mountains. That's another song. Camptown Lady, sing this song. I think that was one of the songs they sang too.
Yeah, is that the one they sang at the? What's the one they sang at the beginning, or he mentioned at the beginning that they sang? Because it came back in the end that they sang it.
I don't remember.
Well, that was what I was going to ask you. The carousel, when it runs one way, played one song, and then when it went the other way, it played a different, or did it just play it backwards? Do you guys remember that? Same song, just backwards.
It was the Death March, and it was played backwards.
Chopin.
Okay.
It was Chopin, wasn't it? Isn't he the composer for the Death March?
I looked it up and listened to it just to hear it, but I don't know who.
I thought, but there's one song that I thought the mother or the father sang with one of the boys. That's what they brought, or is that the one they sang on stage? There's something that
Chopin.
What was it?
Oh, Chopin. Chopin. Sorry.
I was right.
Yeah, the only thing I remember was
just
at the end, right?
What was it? Yeah, they brought. You mean they started singing at the end?
Yeah, you're thinking that there was something in the beginning, I should say.
Well, where's your book, Logan? Pop it out and see if it's in there.
Audio book. Well, I mean, I'm not wrong on this. It was a song they mentioned.
Maybe you were listening to music while listening to the audio.
Hey, Alexa.
Nah. I wouldn't. No, I could have been thinking about something. That's the only thing bad about audiobooks is if I start thinking about something else, then I miss that section.
Yep.
Okay, since we're talking about audiobooks, here's my theory about audiobooks. This book does not translate well to audio. When you're talking about the Egyptian winds blew over the chokeberries if you're listening to that, it's just not something that's, like I had to reread a couple passages in here just because he uses such flowery, that like environmental language. Like if I'm listening to that, it just doesn't, it wouldn't play right for me, I guess.
That was my main complaint about the whole book was, and I'm sure this is probably a lot of people would love this, but me being very dumbed down, it was just too descriptive, right? Like I just need to know that the sun's coming up. I don't need like a whole sentence describing what it looks like that the sun is coming up. He used a lot of descriptive words, I felt, in this book. Kind of like you were just saying.
Yeah.
That was I kind of think it would have been overall. I think the whole book was really good. I really enjoyed it, but I just the ending was stupid. But
agreed,
the descriptiveness was just too much for me.
Yeah, it's
hard to read.
It's very
flow.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's ingenious. I'll say that, but I had, you know what it is? I have a hard time envisioning it when you're saying all these words to describe one thing, and it's just like, where are we going? And like you, I had to read certain things a couple times. Like, what?
Yeah. So, are we now to the point where we want to share our like or dislike for this thing?
I'm curious as to those who enjoyed it and enjoyed it more. What was enjoyed about it after this discussion?
I'll go first. Let's see, how long ago was it? I think I said like 8 years ago when I first read it. I liked it then. I liked it better on the reread because I kind of filtered it through like the dad and stuff like that. I mean, if I was going to give it a score, it'd be like around like a 4 out of 5, something like that. It's, as we're discussing it, the ending is a bit of a letdown. We could have had more or less corniness and just a tad bit, something with a little bit of an edge to it. Because the dad, I thought we were leading to the dad kind of being like, okay, he's kind of like a tough guy, he's sticking up for himself. And that part, you could make an argument that it was a bit of a letdown. Mm-hmm. But the journey through the whole book, just with the carnival, and if you've read other stuff, like we keep talking about King here, he always seems to pop up. But this is like kind of ground zero for a lot of ideas that are just kind of in our head with aging and making deals with the devil and that sort of stuff. So that stuff I kind of enjoyed there.
Yep. Carnivals are always a good thing for me. I love anything with carnivals because there's just something creepy about it.
So you liked it?
Me overall, I actually think it's a good story. As much as I dislike the descriptiveness, as much as I dislike the ending, I actually like the story. I like the whole thing. I wish the ending, like Scott said, I wish there was more of an edge. Like let the dad be a little more aggressive. Like, yeah, it was just too soft. I mean, it's kind of silly, but overall, I enjoyed the book. I mean, I think I would tell people to read it, let them decide for themselves. I mean, I think I enjoyed it. I think it has some flaws, but.
What would you rate it?
For me, it would probably be like a 3.5. I mean, I don't typically rate things right now, but it feels like a 3.5 to me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, if the ending was a little better, I think I could get past all the descriptive stuff because I do think there are some people out there that will love that aspect of it.
Yeah,
I think it's almost more poetic, I guess is the word.
Yeah,
I'm just I'm a layman type guy. Clearly, dumb things down for me. But yeah, I overall I like where the story went.
Okay.
I think my favorite is the dad. I love watching his progression throughout this whole thing because I really did feel like you got the feeling that I want to say a coward, but just defeated in life.
Yeah.
And I feel like he stepped up and him and his son were able to really bond.
So Logan, Do you want to go, or do you want to tell me what you think mine is?
Let's save Logan for last.
So I'll let you guess. You want to predict?
I feel like you're a Bradbury fan. I feel like you're like on this one. Oh man,
4.5.
no, it's going to be 0.1 below or above that.
Yeah, I think it's a little lower than 4.5 for him.
So you think it's like 4.4?
Yeah. Yeah.
4.4.
It's a 4.4 for me. I mean, it's a good. Like Jay said, it's really good. I really liked it. I liked a lot of it, all the way probably towards the main climax. I didn't like how that ended. It has a lot of great parts. I was surprised that Bradbury was so prose and poetic in his prose in this story, especially after reading some of the short stories. He's more pulpish, more straight to the point, which I definitely like as well. But I did enjoy the story, like Jay. I thought it was really good. It had a lot of potential. I like the premise of it. It's a carnival, so there was a lot of dreariness. The timing, reading it in October, was great.
Yep.
But yeah, just the ending, definitely I could give it like a great score, like put it 4.5 or above, because the ending just was too corny. It was too corny for me. But I've read a lot of books. I've read a lot of King books where the endings suck, but I like the books because the story is what I enjoyed. If I didn't like the last 100 pages, but still, yeah.
Okay, Logan.
All right, the moment we've been waiting for.
Oh, let's crash out. Let's go.
The haters.
Bring us back to earth, Logan.
No. I mean, I'm sure it's pretty good. I mean, is it a pretty good seller?
This is a very popular book.
Yeah, I think this is a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, this just, I think, is another data point on I don't know how to judge books or what a good book is. No, so this one, I think it had good parts, and then parts that I thought were pretty lame, but which most books have. I will say I tend to like less fantasy and like non-urban type settings of books. So the more mystical and fantastical and space you get, it becomes the sci-fi stuff, the harder it is for me to like those. Those kind of have to like really stand out for me to like those kinds of books. Whereas, a pretty decent book that's completely understandable in the modern physics world, then that, I don't know, I just tend to gravitate toward those. So if I try to take that curve out, I think this is kind of a middle of the road kind of story for me. I don't know. See, I'm probably a little bit different too than Jay is. I'm not a fan of carnival stories. I don't think I've really known a carnival story that I thought that was really cool and interesting and things like that. It's usually kind of the typical spins on carnivals. But then again, what do I really know? So, but this one's better than Hyperion, though. I will put it that way.
I think you're at a disadvantage, though, thinking that this was released in 2025. That would give you a completely different mindset for this book, I think.
Yeah.
This was a new book. I think that would take away from it a little bit.
I did. So I did think that until I got to the end when I read the after credits thing or whatever, afterward or whatever it is. And it mentioned when it was made. And so at the very end of the book, I immediately was able to put it in its place.
Yeah, okay.
It's not like I thought about it for a while thinking it was 2025. It was like at the very end, I immediately was like, oh, this is a lot older than I thought. But you might be right. I still, at the very beginning, I don't know. There's so many ways I think it could have gone. And see, some of that, I think that's me making the book fail on, but it's in my mind. So it's like, instead of just allowing the story to go where the author wants it to go, I'm thinking, ooh, this could be really cool, but win a certain, several ways. And then it doesn't. I'm like, oh, so my rating, I don't know, mid, without the curve, like a 2, with the curve, probably like a 3. But one thing that I thought was interesting that made sense to me is at the end in the afterward part, he mentioned Gene Kelly did some sort of story or film where it linked unrelated plots together by theme of mood or by theme of song or dance or something like that. And so Bradbury liked the idea of linking these stories that don't share a theme or a plot but they share some sort of mood. And when I read that, I was like, now this book makes sense. Like there's a whole lot of stuff that's unrelated, but they may share like a mood or a darkness, and that's what links them together. Otherwise, I'm just kind of like, what's their motive? Why are they needing souls? Why does laughter beat them? Why in the world why is there a big hook? I can make you younger, which maybe in the 50s that was super popular, or 60s, sorry, that was super popular. Get younger or something like that. Those things. But what linked them is this kind of mysterious. It comes out of the dark at a weird time, and you're susceptible to it, and it's evil. Okay, then I can see like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Crime and Punishment. That's on my list. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on the book. So I don't hate this one as much, but I would say I didn't enjoy it, and I'm not going to read it again. I don't know if I'd recommend it. I'd probably tell people what I just said, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now that we've ranted, no, I'm kidding.
Wait, I got more. I'm just kidding.
Don't listen to the audio. That would be my recommendation.
I didn't think the audio is that bad.
I could not listen to this book if somebody was reading it to me. It'd just be too much to like, hold up, back up. What do you mean? I mean, I had to look up chokeberries. Like he mentions chokeberries. I was like, what in the heck is a chokeberry? And it's a real thing,
So before we go, or wherever else this is going, there was one part that I just want to know, because we're all roughly around the same age. The part where he's at the barbershop, and I think this is in the very beginning, and Will's watching. You know how the barbershop has those
pole?
Yep. And he's talking about how it's serpentine up, out into nothing, leading his gaze around, rising to vanish into more nothing. On countless noons, Will had stood there trying to unravel the ribbon, watching it come, go, end without ending. I don't know if you guys were like that. Like, I don't know how long I've ever stood there and just watched that thinking, where's it coming from? And then where does it go? So, like, I thought, as much as I dislike the descriptiveness, I thought that was absolutely ingenious bringing that in. That was early. That was like page 22 of the book, at least on the Kindle. But I was like, man, that really hit home for me, because I've always thought, it's like, well, watch it. It starts out low and then it goes through its whole thing and then it just disappears.
Yeah, because the barber, he was going to turn it off. He said,
he was going to turn it off, and Will said no.
He said, don't turn it off.
Yeah.
He kept it on.
And he got it too. He's like, yeah, all right, we'll leave it on. I don't know.
Yeah.
That I did like. So I just want to throw that out.
Yeah, that reminded me of the DVD video thing that on The Office that would go around the screen. Everyone's waiting for it to get right in the corner. Yeah.
Dude, that's what I did too. I was always watching it. Or the pipes waiting for him to actually crash into each other.
Yep.
So I got to respond to Dustin though on this one. So he's bringing up a good point, Dustin. How especially because I do psychology and law, and so you think that'd be right along the lines. So a couple things. One, most of the stuff I read for psychology actually is fiction, nonfiction. And two, I don't know, maybe I'm just too busy writing my own psychology books instead of reading psychology books.
Wow.
Too busy authoring instead of reading, Dustin. Calling me out there. So I'm off BookTube, man. No, I'm kidding. No, that one does sound like it's right up my alley. I hope to read it soon. I just haven't broken into the longer books yet, and I know that one's really long.
So what's next for everyone as we get to the end of this?
Just kidding.
Well, I heard Logan's coming back. No?
Actually, yeah. If you should eagerly await your YouTube notification for that.
Yeah. The check is in the mail, right?
That's right.
So, Scott, what's next for you?
Well, first I want to say, if you get the comic version of this, which is it is authorized by Ray Bradbury. He did an intro to it. It's it's exactly like the book in that they use only the literature from the book. It's they don't add anything extraneous. So as a comic book, it really doesn't work because sometimes you have to make changes for stuff to make sense in comic form.
Mm-hmm.
So they keep the descriptions like they do in the book. And so this is not a recommend. If you can pick it up, if you're a big fan, and you can pick it up for cheap, get it. But if not, just pass on the official book here. What are we reading now, or is that?
No, what's next for you? Or you could be, what are you reading? It could be what's next for your channel.
Oh, I'm reading The Running Man now, and that's really good.
Oh, nice, Bachman.
Mm-hmm. So
because the movie
for the movie, yeah. So I'll do.
Are you gonna watch the other movie too?
I've already seen it, but I'm gonna do. I'll do a book review on The Running Man, then I'll do. I'll go see the movie. The movie actually looks pretty good, so it looks like it's straight goofy fun. So hopefully, I saw the monkey. What I saw earlier, the Stephen King short story. I didn't like that.
Okay.
The movie, it's just it was too over the top for me. So hopefully, this is just good action fun.
Can I ask Scott a question?
Go ahead.
Is that a Season of the Witch poster I see behind you?
Yes, it is.
Can you explain that?
This is one of my favorite posters right here. And the reason I love it so much is just the way it's shot. I do a lot of like photography and different lenses. And so it's the way these kids were stretched out, and it always looked so scary to me.
Yeah.
So I always want to try to recreate this like with my grandkids sometimes. So they're getting a little older, but not too older. But I want to recreate this photo. But I just love that poster. It's one of my favorite posters.
So it's more about the poster than the movie.
Yeah, no, I like the movie too. But I always just loved that poster when I was like a kid going into renting movies and stuff like that on the VHS tapes, that sort of thing.
Okay. You said you liked the movie though.
Yes.
Do you consider it part of the Halloween series?
No.
Okay. I just was wondering. That was the first Halloween movie I bought. One of the first ones, because it was the cheapest, and I didn't know that it wasn't part of the series. And I saw like the first two on TV growing up, and so I bought the third one. I was like, "What is this deal with masks and the TV show?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Where is Michael?" And
If they had just made that like a separate movie, it would have done much better and had a bigger following. But they had to throw that Halloween 3 on there and try to capture that audience, and that was just a big mistake.
Oh, better watch it. It's underrated. Austin says it's underrated.
Austin might have something to say about that.
Hey, none of us said it was bad or overrated so far. We just asked if it was placed in the series, in your opinion, or not. Better than 2, and now that's a different statement.
That's a different statement.
So, Mr. J, what's next for you?
Pretty much same as always. Just read some books and come back and talk about them. I got really nothing. You know, maybe you like to explain another
series.
What's that?
The Scott Harvath series.
Oh yeah, that I'm on book 2 with Austin right now. And I'm telling you guys, if you guys like a Reacher, I honestly, of all these types of books, like C.J. Box, like the Reacher, Lee Childs, I think Brad Thor is really good, man. The pace that he has, I don't know. I like him. I don't know. There's something I want to talk about, I guess, when I talk about Reacher. I think I did a video for 5. I've recorded it, but I need to do 6. I still got to put 5 out, but I just feel like Lee Childs like writes a really good starting, but he seems to end really weak. I don't know. I don't really enjoy a lot of his endings to these books. Like 6 is the whole reason that they're trying to kill the vice president is just so dumb. It's a grudge from 20 years ago that the guy had nothing to do with, really. I'm just like, ugh. I don't know. It's almost like he has these great ideas, but he just never knows how to end them. But anyway, Brad Thor, yeah, I'm really enjoying that series. and I'm only 2 books into it. Have you read it?
That's the Assassin series.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think I've read the first ones yet. I think I like sampled one of the later ones, but I wanted to go back to the first one, so I need to read them more. But
what about you?
Who, me?
No, Kevin. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were still.
Have I read them? Yes,
I didn't realize you were still talking. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't mean that.
Kevin.
I read the first 2 Scott Harvath books.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then stopped?
Yes.
You're not a fan.
I thought the first 2 were really good. The pace is extreme. It's really fast paced. But yeah, like I felt like the dialogue was a little flat, and so I wasn't a huge fan. And
you like a little more meat and potatoes? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and I understand where you're coming from on the Reacher, series. Like
he has a better story.
He does.
Yeah,
his endings do fall flat, but I was always interested, knowing like I was working my way through the series, like what's he going to do next? So even though like some of the broads he's with, and like they're not gonna, he's gonna leave. He doesn't like to stay in one place. Like it's everything is gonna happen, but you're like, what's he gonna do next?
Keep coming back. Yeah.
Nothing's
new under the sun with that, but
right.
That's what makes it great too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I mean the most recent ones with his brother writing it, Andrew Child, they're hit and miss, but
I'm not looking forward to these later ones. You're not really selling them well.
They're hit or miss. I mean, honestly, I think first it starts out the first couple. So the first couple, Andrew and Lee, they're brothers, they co-wrote them. And then like the third one that had Andrew Child's name on it, he basically flew solo. And I think it was the fourth one he did that I actually thought was decent, but the tone of Reacher is different.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, I'm reading book number 5 in the Virgil Cole Everett Hitch series that was started by Robert Parker, and it was picked up after his death by Robert Knott. And there's a huge tone switch in Virgil Cole and Everett Hitch as characters, but the plotting and the pace is still the same. It's incredibly fast. Reminds me a lot of Patterson in a way, like very, very short, choppy chapters.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. What's next for me? Top 10 videos, lots of crash outs. Yeah, like stuff like that. No, I'm reading so much that it's just going to be book reviews.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. So
I'm still waiting for Logan to come back.
Keep waiting.
Come back for a day, crash out, and leave.
Right?
I'm going to come back and explain why I'm quitting.
Exactly. That's what you got to do. Everyone loves a good rage quit.
Yeah, it's like a day apart or an hour apart. What's those videos be? A week apart?
So, any final thoughts from anyone on the chat? Anyone on?
Yeah, I got one final thought.
Go.
Methuselah lived to 969. I found it in Genesis.
How old? What was it? I thought it was
Methuselah lived to 969 years old.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking 952, but I was off. Okay,
yeah.
Didn't look a day over 900.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. Yeah, no, though this is always fun. So I appreciate.
I'm glad you guys let me fill in. I'm sorry it took you 20, 25 people to get to me, but.
Well, I mean,
I was hoping we were going to find someone in that 2025. I mean,
it's nice to have options.
Really?
I thought, right?
Yeah.
And Logan's like, really? This is what we ended up with? Not one person?
So,
Surely.
Are we gonna hint or talk about the book that's gonna be next for us, or are we?
Yeah, I think we should. Logan, what's next for us?
Yeah. So next is hold on, let me grab it.
Now I think Rowdy just ordered his copy.
Oh, did he?
Rowdy's in the chat.
Suspension?
Say
What's
what?
that?
Anavar suspension.
Rowdy.
Off that?
Thank you, Rowdy.
He'll be off suspension.
Okay.
Oh, he's out. Yeah.
Regular
That
drug
was
tests.
30-day. Yeah.
This is.
Well, he didn't realize the cream that he was putting on. His trainers were giving it to him. Isn't that what they always say?
Here it is.
So the next book, When Christmas Comes, by Andrew Clavin, who's the author of True Crime, which I think was turned into a movie. And it's, I guess, a new series. I forget the main character's name. But it's a Christmas themed kind of mystery thriller. And the main person's name is, I don't know, I forget now, but something. Anyway, it's like just some main character that is going to start a series. I don't know how many books he has, like maybe like 4 or 5 now or something. And it's supposed to be, I don't know, maybe it's pretty good. But I was asked to do Christmas, and I typed in Christmas mystery thriller series to see if there was one, and this came up. So
it's not Hallmark, right?
No, it's not Hallmark. And I'm pretty I looked up a little bit more about it, and the author also does like a bunch of political commentary stuff too. So whatever that means to anybody. So I don't know if you agree with the person or not, and if you don't, can you separate yourself? And if you do, maybe you'll love it. I don't know.
So far I'm 0 for 2 for you.
Well, I may be 0 for 3 too after this one. So
all right.
I forgot the name of the person.
I have 2. You're gonna have to text me what I'm supposed to get.
When Christmas Comes.
When Christmas Comes. Got it. Okay.
Put it on your Amazon wish list.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. So any final thoughts before we go? Anyone?
No, I think you should read Something Wicked This Way Comes if it's in your wheelhouse for carnivals, coming of age, dealing with age, not too scary. If you like flowery language, then I think it's for you, especially during this time, like October, November. I think it hit the spot for a few people.
Logan?
I agree.
What?
Okay. I want to make sure I had both the opposition get equal time.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't read fantasy and that kind of stuff and horror and that kind of stuff, then you may not like it. Who knows? But if you read it and you like that, then you probably will like it. 3 out of 4 like it, So don't go with the 1 out of 4.
Yeah, I agree. Don't listen to Logan. No, it was a good story. I'm glad we read it. Even though some of us didn't like the ending, it's definitely worth the read. I think it's definitely, especially this time of year. I think Scott said it best. Anything else, Jay?
No, I'm happy you guys allowed me to fill in.
Thanks for filling in.
I really appreciate it. It was fun. Again, I wish I hadn't watched your video, Scott.
Man, another Venmo.
I know. Yeah.
Plugging him again. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining. We appreciate it as always, and we look forward to another one in a couple months.
Who's going to host the next one, by the way? Since
Rowdy,
I'm not
obviously.
on the channel anymore.
Well, I guess you got to come back on YouTube, buddy. So
I just kind of hosted once. It'll be deleted forever then, though. So,
well,
we'll figure it out.
Hey, I think we make Rowdy do it. He's the one that broke the rules.
Yeah.
Hey, shame on you.
No, we should make Jay host it, even though he's not in.
Jay can moderate.
Jay will be our special.
I can be the mediator. Yeah. Just put me right in the middle of the 4 of you.
Yeah, exactly. We'll figure it out.
Thanks,
all right.
Thanks for watching, Dustin.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
thank you for the comments.
See you, Rowdy. See you, everybody.
See you, Rowdy.
Take care.
Copy and a comment.